Greetings, gamers. I am AccessEuphoria. This is building IFK Goteborg. Hopefully that's the name. Before we get started, I thought we'd do a little Google Maps viewage of where we are, because obviously a lot of you probably don't know much about this club. If you're obviously long-time subscribers and things like that, if you are watching you support the club, then please do drop in the comments anything I do get wrong or a little bit of things about the club. It's really awesome when fans of the clubs are managing do get involved and sort of tell us and sort of help us all with little interesting little facts about the club, about the players, just all sorts of little tidbits. Maybe make little stories up about the club as we get into the save. That's all absolutely awesome. So please do that. Even if you are not a supporter, just get involved with some little fun things, and I will post snapshots of your comments on the screens of future videos. So do get involved, guys. I will also be doing regen naming giveaways. We'll cover that a bit more detail in a future episode. So let's get zoomed in. So obviously it's kind of the bottom end of Sweden. I am going on holiday to Sweden next year on a cruise, which will stop at Stockholm. So I'm hoping to actually go to the AIK Friends Arena if I get a chance. But unfortunately I won't get a chance to go here. But if it's really nice, I'll definitely be trying to come back in future. Which I kind of already know that Sweden and sort of Scandinavia is a really great place to be. Do let me know again if anyone's been here. That would be kind of cool. If you've got any pictures of you there, we'll post them up as well. But yeah, IFK Goteborg. So let's get into Gothenburg. A really nice sort of looking area. Lots of nice greenery around. Also the water coming in as well, which is kind of cool. We zoom right into here in the kind of middle of nowhere and all this greenery. I think this is basically like the head office and the training sort of area. It looks pretty damn cool. Just surrounded by all this greenery. Kind of like a private road in. I think you've got like a golf course over here. This definitely looks like a golf with sand bunkers. Yeah, that's a golf course. It just looks so kind of cool. That's just awesome. And then if you scroll over to the main area, originally I was like, oh, is that it? But no, it's just here to the side. Not far from the main train station, so very easy to commute in, I suppose. But this is Gamla Ullevi. I think that's how you pronounce it, guys. But do let me know, obviously. It looks really cool from the top. A really good, solid. I like all the greenery around it. It just looks like a really nice place, to be honest. So let's have a little zoom in with our person. Look at the front end over here. Let's have a little look at the stadium. This is where we are going to be managing. And great, there's trees. We can't see much of it because of the trees. I'm not quite sure why that's grayed out. Is that like a government building or something? Have we found MI5? That's kind of weird. Why is... Okay, anyone from... Can anyone from Sweden and Gothenburg let me know what is this building? I'm assuming it's like some it's like some government building that you're not allowed to see. But it feels like it's a massive building that you kind of know what it is. So I feel like it's a bit redundant to like block it out there. But yeah, do let me know. I'm very intrigued of what the hell that building is, guys. Do let me know what that is. But nice little view of the stadium there. You can kind of see through to the stands there, which is kind of awesome. Let's have a look down the front here, see if we've got any interesting views of the stadium. Let's nip down here. Oh, it's changed. Yeah. No more trees. I like the footballs. That's kind of cool. Definitely like that. Max John Scott's. I'm guessing that's maybe some sort of restaurants or club or something. But that looks cool. That looks nice. Nice little... Don't know who that is. Again, let me know in the comments if you from the area know who that is. That'd be awesome. Ooh, burger. So yeah, Max looks like the burger. Info and restaurants and tickets, and yeah, it looks like a really nice stadium, to be honest. I wouldn't mind going to see a game here. It looks like a really nice sort of area, lots of greenery. You know, you're not like rammed in the middle of like some place where, you know, some stadiums are really rammed in the middle of somewhere. It looks like a really nice area. But yeah, that's where we're managing, guys. This is IFK Goteborg. This is our team for the foreseeable future. So let's go find out how the transfers have gone. And let's get stuck into the save. So here we are, guys, and well, first and foremost, in terms of the friendlies, it's gone pretty well. You know me, I don't try and pick anyone too major, but there's been a few decent teams in and amongst there, and we've generally done pretty good. The tactic has been pretty much a success. It's not that far from what we sort of left off with my little slowly putting it together sort of style. It's a cheeky 4-3-2-1. I try and think of like imaginative names for my tactics, but I couldn't really think of much. So I went with a cheeky 4-3-2-1. We are playing sort of the tiki-taka positive, so it's basically the same sort of default stuff, but with a few little tweaks here and there. Again, not too much in terms of roles and stuff on here. It's generally a lot of it's the sort of standard stuff, to be honest, but things will sort of chop and change. Now, we've basically gone with wing-back attack on the right, wing-back support on the left, just so there's a bit of balance. Yellow and Nikol Williams are a bit better going forwards on this right-hand wing-back than... and Jello, one thing I will sort of let you know, just in case you're confused, he's natural at both sides, which is just awesome. To have a fullback that's natural at both sides is incredible. Yeah, the normal guy over on that side is Wernerson, who's injured. He's barely played any pre-season because he's had an injury after the first game, and now he's got a flu for like 14 days. I don't want to say coronavirus, but it's not looking good for the guy. He's basically self-isolating because it's like 2 weeks. So he is over on that side, but he's not as good, I don't think, going forward than Jello and Williams. That's what I'm getting anyway, the vibe I'm getting. So that's why we're going like that. Ball-playing defenders, it's tiki-taka, so I kind of want to pass around. And I love ball-playing defenders. It's just kind of my go-to. Sweeper keeper on attack. I've not really gone attack before. No, I've generally gone sweeper keeper defend. But then when I was reading it, I just kind of felt, well, actually, let's try it. And it worked pretty well over pre-season. It might turn out to be rubbish and we drop him back to a defend. But if there's balls getting pumped over our defence because we're playing a little bit high, then hopefully it's going to be there. A bit like Kiko Casilla for Leeds. And yeah, God forbid he does make some howlers from time to time, but a lot of times he's there to just mop up and get rid of it. So it is a really good thing as well. And hopefully Anistis can do a job there, and obviously our future goalkeepers can as well. But we'll see how it goes. Ball playing defender, ball winning midfielder defend to kind of hold that midfield and give us a bit of solidness and grit in that midfield. With ball box to box midfielders either side to basically just get up and down. They are kind of the engine of this team. They're going to support the attacks and support the defence. Shadow striker supporting the lone strikers and advance forward, and attacking midfielder support to kind of just get in and around. It's kind of saying we don't have people there, but hopefully he will get involved. We've obviously got two supporting players on this side, so it's kind of like we're more focused to the right on this tactic. But again, we'll see how it works. Maybe we need to flip it so that's attacking, and I don't know. We'll see how it works, guys. It's kind of a work in progress still, but do let me know if you've got any comments and suggestions on the tactic. But it's gone alright so far, so I can't complain too much, although we haven't played too many major teams. Transfers then, we've made a few, and these are them. So, first things first, I had a space on a box-to-box then. I wanted a better, decent box-to-box player, and Jon Bjorkengren is that guy. He's Swedish. He was transfer listed by request for about 800,000. We managed to get him for 575, but with clauses it could rise up to about 1 million, but that's international appearances and 50 games. So if he triggers those, then he's clearly been a really decent player for us. And he's already worth £725,000. 3.5 star current ability, 4.5 star potential. Solid box-to-box player. Obviously a couple of areas could be better, but he is only 21 and he's a homegrown player. So that was a big part of my decision making as well. Valgeir Valgeirsson, he was just one of the players I found when I was scouting around the sort of national teams, under-19s and under-21s. He was there for Iceland. 2.5 star current ability, 5 star potential. Only costs us 97,000. Hopefully we'll sort of train him into a shadow striker. He's not natural there, but he can, he's not natural. It's not his favoured position. He does definitely prefer to be a winger, but hopefully we can retrain him, and if not, I think we'll still make a profit in a few years once he's developed, so I think we should be alright either way. The big signing was Niels Frolling. He again was transfer listed by request, so that's kind of what we've targeted here. And he was wanted by some big teams like Milan and I think Man United and so on were knocking around, so, well, bigger than average. Cheeky. Teams were knocking around. No one else bid for him, and yeah, I basically took a punt on this guy. Well, not really a punt, but I spent a lot of money on this guy. So 2.6 million is a lot of our budget to say that we're not going to get like loads and loads of money in the next few years. The thing is, he's 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's only 19. He'll hopefully develop into a really, really good player. And at the very least, we'll probably end up selling him on for big money if he achieves that kind of greatness that he potentially might be able to do. And hopefully he'll sort of lead us down the line on the way. Now, one thing I do tend to forget sometimes with my players and my sort of teams is to sort of train them with some traits. So do let me know some traits that you think, like, oh, what would you basically give this guy as a trait if you was managing him? I'm thinking maybe places shots, but I don't know what the threshold of like good finishing is for that, because obviously I'm assuming if you tell them to play shots but they're rubbish at finishing, that it just won't go in. So it'll actually cut down their goals. I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys. I do want to try and get him some traits since he's young and potential. Now, the next one then was Nikol Williams, who is a wing-back cover on that right-hand side. He was available on loan. He looked pretty decent. We've got him a 2-year loan. That's kind of how I do it, basically, so that we've got them for long-term, and we can always cancel it if we don't need them after a year or 6 months or whatever. So, again, lots of potential. You never know. Maybe we'll get this guy on a free or something, but he looks decent for this division. And the outs then, London, 150k. He was just a winger we're never going to use. Decent money to get for him. Noah Alexanderson, a youngster with 5-star potential in this sort of AMC role. Loaned him out to a team in our division, but it's a struggling team, so I don't know how well he'll do. But yeah, he'll get game time, which is great. Aish, he was kind of like our best player, really, at the club, but he's a winger. We're not going to use him. I tried to sell him. Nobody wanted him. So I ended up loaning him out, full wages covered, and 20 grand a month, either playing or non-playing. So either way, we'll make about 250, 300,000 over the year on him, plus obviously his wages covered. And then hopefully we can sell him for a profit at the end of the season as well. So we'll see how that one goes. Now, Robin Soder, £900,000. He was our main striker, but part of the thinking about getting Froling was that we could sell this guy. I was really debating just keeping him because he looks like a really solid striker. He did all right the previous season, 8 in 24. He's not absolutely awful, but he's getting towards the end of his career. He's in his peak now. He's probably worth the max he's going to be worth. I don't think that'll increase. He also was down as being susceptible for injuries, so I decided, actually, let's go for Niels Froling. And if we can get 900k for this guy, which we did, that pays a lot of the Froling transfers. So that was kind of my thinking there. Because Froling is younger and he can develop, whereas this guy is only going to sort of decline now. So I decided to sort of freshen it up straight off the bat. Emil Holm is just another young player going out on loan to try and develop. Obviously, once we can get the Nikol Williams in on loan for us, I decided to loan this guy out because he's probably not going to become anything amazing with only 4-star potential and some of these stats. But if he gets game time, we can try and sell him for a profit. So that is our transfer business. There is a couple of other bits coming in, and these are some free transfers that I've signed up for, obviously, July, August time. So, yeah, some interesting little transfers. We'll look at them when they come in, though. But Martin Calderon from Real Madrid B and Alex Garcia from Manchester City. 2 midfielders with some flair and potential, which, yeah, very intrigued to see how these guys do when they come in and what they're worth to us as well. But we'll cover them in the sort of July area when they do eventually join us. Now then, the Swedish Cup, and I don't want to make this obviously video going too long, but the Swedish Cup, well, basically, for you guys that don't really know this, we basically play the Swedish Cup before we actually get into the main season. And you do a sort of a group where I think you tend to play there's 2 teams from like the top division, 2 teams from sort of the next division down. So Elfsborg and us are the top flight. Ulsters, IF, and Jönköping Sondre, who are recently relegated from the top flight, are the sort of division below. And I think it's just, yeah, the top one basically goes through and qualifies for the next round, the knockout round. And you play a few of those rounds, and literally it's like a few days later, and it kind of all gets wrapped up before you play the league. And I think it gets as far as the semi-final. I'm purely kind of basing this because I couldn't find much information about this in the rules, or I probably just missed it. But remembering back to when we managed AIK, you tend to just do it all up to the semi-final, and then if you get to the final, it's played like 2 or 3 months later on, so like round here or around here sometime. So yeah, that's kind of what I remember of it. I'm not going to play these games as live comms because, especially like this one, technically is our first competitive game, but it's against lower division teams. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to now show you the lineup I'm going to use, and then I'll do the game off camera, show you what the end result was, and we'll do that for all the games in the Swedish Cup. And if we get to the semi-final, that'll be our live com for today, because then we've got a chance to get to a final, which would be kind of cool. or if we get knocked out of it, which very much might happen because you never know, we might get through this and then pull Malmo out or something and then might wreck us. But if that happens, then we'll do the live comments Falkenberg's FF. This episode will be a little bit longer because of doing this, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it nonetheless. So then, without further ado, this is the team that I am going to be playing in today's game then. So we've got Anistis, got Williams, got De Grace, Wilkstrom, who is our young centre-back, who I want to try and give some game time to. We've also got Yallo, Erlimark, Ibrahim, who is a young sort of ball midfielder. He's more natural at the DM, so we are kind of retraining him into that centre midfield role, but he looks a really quality player. We've also got Jorkengren, our new signing, Krishishvili, Afyan, and our other new signing, Froling, up there as well, with a decent bench, mostly young players though. So, I'm going to play the game now, and I'll show you the result in a second. Here we are then, we've played the game against John Cobbin Sonder IF, beating them 2-1. A good performance overall. They got a late goal. We kind of wrapped things up, so I think we just sort of took our foot off the gas a little bit. Krishishvili, our shadow striker, with 2 goals, with a 9.1 assist for Bjorkengren, the new guy, obviously coming in on his debut, and for Froling, the striker. He also got an assist, so a good little performance from the guys. And yeah, we're through the first game, so on to the next one. Here we are then for our second game of the Cup, and this is against IF Elfsborg. This is the tough one. I imagine we should hopefully be beating the other two sides, but if we beat Elfsborg, then we're basically through. So I think maybe even draw. I suppose it comes down to probably the head-to-head or goal difference then. I don't really know, but yeah, this is the tough one. Pretty much going to line up with the exact same squad though, because we did unfortunately pick up another injury. Abraham, who's kind of the backup sort of striker, shadow striker sort of player, is injured, going to be out for about 3 weeks, so we do have a few little injuries creeping up there. I've had to chuck Yusuf onto the bench, but probably won't try and use him unless I'm really, really desperate. But yeah, just basically filling up the numbers there. So let's get into it and see what happens. And that's another one wrapped up then. 1-0, IFK Goteborg. Georgie, as I'm going to call it. I keep calling him that. Georgie now. I don't know if you ever watched that little shell, I don't know what it's called on TV, but it's like a guy called Georgie. And now that's all I've got in my head, because I watched that the other day, and now I can see Georgie in his name. But yeah, so Georgie got another goal. That's 3-2 for him. Really good work. We also then got a decent performance out of De Grace. It was a solid sort of result, really. Nothing too spectacular. Couple little niggles and things that gladly haven't turned into big injuries. But yeah, it's just all in all a decent performance. 1-0 though. And it's good signs because this obviously is a team that we are going to be battling against in the league. And we've been able to beat them and do it reasonably well. 16 shots, 6 on target. So, on to the next one, guys. But I think pretty much that sees us through now, I'd imagine, because the last one is against lower division team. So, we should hopefully beat them. Either way, let's go do it. And here we are then for the third and final group game of the Cup before we hopefully make it to the knockouts. If we can beat Osters IF, another team obviously from the lower leagues. We've had another little injury knock this time. It's been to Erlimark. It only that couple of day thing, but it literally just happened like the day before. So I've swapped up a little bit with Afyan coming into the midfield, Sana dropping into the attacking midfield role. But hopefully it should be still fine enough here for it. Now we have got Verneson finally back in, so I do want to give him some game time because he does need it. He isn't lacking some match sharpness. So hopefully he'll impress today. So otherwise, let's get into it and see what happens. See if we can get through the group. And that's the game, guys. Done and dusted. And dominant in terms of chances, possession, but a little bit annoying that unfortunately Ibrahim got himself sent off in the 63rd minute, so he will be suspended, I'm assuming, for the next game. Yeah, it's just a bit frustrating. Yallo and Georgie, yet again, 4 in 3 games for now. He's just absolutely on fire at the start of this season. Hopefully he can continue that in the main season as well, but it's kind of what I mentioned earlier. I think in the last video, where basically I seem to just find that when you play, say, like 3 attacking mids, they're just non-existent. Nothing happens. But you like put a striker in that tactic, and the striker goes missing. Like, we've not really seen anything out of Nils Froling all these few games. Been a little bit disappointed, and that's probably an area that I'm definitely going to be looking at in terms of maybe we need to drop him to more of like a deep laying forward or a poacher, or I don't know. Give me your thoughts on that one. But the shadow striker just seems to be absolutely excelling. Really weird, but yeah, do let me know your thoughts on maybe what the best is to get Nils Froling in a minute. But yeah, that's at least we're through in the cups anyway. So we're back for the quarterfinal, because I've seen a little timeline. It says the quarterfinal draw. So the next round is the quarterfinal. Let's see who we get and how we get on. Well, that went well, didn't it? We've got Malmo in the quarterfinal. It's kind of annoying because I kind of basically said in my little joke thing, oh, well, we never know, we might pull Malmo and get ditched out of it. And of course, we had to pull them. So it's going to be a tough one. I kind of feel like we're not going to actually make it to the semi-final. The thing is, I don't really want to do this game right now because, like I said, I want to really concentrate more on the league this year. But if we get to the semi-final, that's a chance of a final. So I'd rather do that as a live comp. But we'll play this one off air again. If we make it through, then obviously we've got a semi-final to do as a live comp. If we don't, then we've got Falkenbergs in the league to do. So either way, it's fine. But yeah, it's going to be very, very tough. But it will be a good idea to see how we fare against Malmo. And it'll give us an idea, I think, how we're going to do in the league this year. But let's get into it. Here we are then for the Malmo game. And it's going to be a tough one. But for some reason, Ibrahim's not suspended. So I don't really know why, if it's still pending appeal or something. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, he's in. But the thing is, we do have Yusuf back, who is a little bit better. So early Matt can drop into the ball midfielder with Yusuf there. Afyan going back to up top. So otherwise, pretty much sticking with the same squad. I am trying to give the youngster Wilkstrom game time, so I'm basically just keeping him in, just because he has got that potential. And Calicia is sort of older, even though he's probably the better ball-playing defender out of him and De Graça. But again, De Graça is a bit younger, so it's just one of those things. I'm trying to give the youngsters more game time where possible, because they'll develop in terms of their value, which will really help us when we sell them, but also be better players in the long runs. That's kind of what we're doing. Really hope we can get something out of Froling, but it's probably not the kind of game where we are. But we'll see what happens. Yusuf really struggling for the match fitness, so probably take him off in this game, but we'll see how we get on. It's going to be a tough one. I'll join you in a second to let you know how it goes. Well, guys, that was an interesting game. That was a very interesting game. Now, it looks kind of easier than it probably was, to be honest. We had the possession, but they played well with what they had. It was very much, I think they kind of counter-attacking us. Don't really know why. I don't know if maybe they rested any players or something. I'm not really sure of their squad too much, other than Antonsen, who used to be a Leeds player. Yeah, I'm not too sure on their squad. I think it was the main one. But yeah, we took the lead. I mean, Afyan with 29 minutes. They equalised in the second half, and then no idea to say that first name. Nzui? Toko. Basically, Toko, who was a substitute for us and actually got player of the match, randomly. 91st minute winner, which was just awesome. So we do go through to the semi-final, and that is going to be our live com today, the semi-final of the Cup. But yeah, that was a hard-fought win. We had chances, but so did they. It was one of those where it probably looks on the stats a bit easier than it actually was. I'm sure you've had those games yourselves, but I'm really happy to get through, and also it kind of means we've got a decent chance in this league, I think, this season. And the thing is, though, Malmo did struggle last year, so I don't know if they're going to struggle this year or not. Like, I don't know if we're seeing the best out of them at the minute, but even if they're not, I will take it all day long. Any win over them is just amazing, because they are obviously a really, really good side. But either way, guys, I'll see you in a second for our live cup today, which will be our semi-final of the Swedish Cup. Well, guys, what a couple of draws we've had in the Cup. We obviously got Malmo in the last one. We've got AIK in our semi-final. So our first ever, and it's just really random how it's fallen, but our first ever live comp on our IFK Goteborg series will be against AIK, that obviously we did the previous series with a few years ago. So that's kind of a random twist of fate that has worked out like that. But either way, let's get into it, guys. So, the other game, by the way, is Kalmar versus Norrköping. The squad then for this game is going to be slightly changed in terms of... Hang on. That's... Ibrahim was shown as suspended for this game. But now he's not. Oh, I think it suspended him for the league game. Because obviously, once we play that game, the next game it was showing is technically the league game. That's really strange then. So for some reason, I'm guessing, even though Ibrahim got sent off in the Cup, it's actually banned him for the Premier Division game against, well, I say Falkenbergs, and not the Cup game. That's really random. Well, basically it means we need to use him then in the Cup, because we're not going to be able to use him in that first league game. But yeah, so here we are then, guys, against AIK. Right, the squad is going to be slightly rotated. I've decided to put Williams in just because Yallo was really, really knackered after the last game, and I don't want to run the risk of injuring him because he's a really important player. But Williams is a really good attacking fullback, so we'll give him a game today. I wasn't really sure who would draw at this point, but I'm going to stick with it regardless. So this is our lineup. Calicia comes back in as well. Vernisson's still over there. Yusuf, Ibrahim, Erling-Mark in our midfield with Krishvili, Afyan, and Froling. Right then. Bjorkgren obviously got a bit of an injury, but he will be back shortly, but just not quite fit enough for today's game. So that's the team selection. Let's submit the team captain. Yeah, I'll sort all that in a bit. I need to go through, to be honest, and do like the penalty takers, captains. I've still not done it. It keeps popping up every game, but I'm like, yeah, I'll do it after I finish recording. But I need to go through and just double check that's all good. But here we go then. So they're lined up with quite a narrow formation, which might play into our hands, because obviously neither of us have got kind of wingers or anything, so it's kind of a battle of who's got the best narrow formation. So we'll obviously see how things go. Not sure whose will do the best, but we'll go for do it with the fans. Sure, why the hell not? Do it with the fans. People looking positively about that one, and let's kick off, guys. Should all be good. For some reason, this resets a lot for me, and I don't know why. I don't know if it resets for you. Or have I done that myself? I don't think I have. Ooh, actually no, I slowed it down to watch something. Yeah, you know when you get them goals and you're like, nope, that was offside, and you slow it down. Yeah, I keep forgetting to put it back. Ooh, hang on, we're through here. Williams, Williams, that was a really good opportunity from the opening highlight there. Lindqvist on the ball. I've been flicking around with my cameras. I'm going with the director today, but I think I'm going to go back to my sideline view. I think I really like that one. I've been trying different camera angles out because, again, I've had a bit of a hiatus from obviously FM, and obviously in the friendly matches I let my ass man deal with it, so I've only really been doing these games in the cup. That's kind of my first ones I've done on this save, so I'm still kind of playing around with the cams and just having a bit of fun with it, really. And that was a really loose ball from their keeper. Williams charging down this flank. Can he do a cross for us? He needs to get it in. He does. There's Afyan, but a bit too far out with a header to test the keeper, but good early pressure from us. We've had 3 chances here. Going to go for a cheeky get creative. But that was a bit random. It started to highlight and then just ended it. Vernisson on the ball here. I thought he'd sold him short there, but he does pick it up. Vernisson cuts inside. Finds Ibrahim. Goes out wide for Williams. Can he find a cross? He needs to. There it is. And there's Nils Froling. It's his first goal for the club. Nils Froling finally got his goal. He's been a little bit quiet in those first few games. I mean, he got an assist and things. He's been involved, but, I want to see my big man, £2.6 million signing. I want to see him score goals, and he's got one for us there. Williams with a great ball. Froling just peels off his man. Nice little header. 1-0 to IFK Goteborg. Good start from us there. Really, really good start. We've got a free kick as well now. Afyan with it. Comes in at the back post. Headed out, but Froling. Turn, go on, pass it. There's Calicia in space. Oh, he took a bit of a touch. Didn't need to. Don't know why he did that. He seemed to just check for a minute, and he should have just run a bit towards it and blast it. But yeah, he was a bit hesitant there. It was a bit of a shame. But another highlight here though, Vernisson. What's he gonna do with it? Should cut inside. He does. Good ball, Calicia. He's got options. Goes for Williams. The thing I like about Williams on that attacking role is just they're always offering an option. And then you've still got oh, that was bad. That was definitely not £2.6 million first touch. And then you got the supporting wing back at the other side, so a little bit deeper. Ooh, again, a bit bad play from us creeping in there. And Yayupta coming forwards, goes with a shot, but luckily for us, just wide of the goal. Couple of bits of bad play there, but hopefully that won't be a consistent thing. It'll just be a one-off thing, to be honest. And we'll give them a bit of a, we'll say get creative again. Because we're having the chances, although they've gone from none to 3 in what seems like an instant. So they are trying to get back into the game. But at half-time, it goes 1-0 to us. Very even game in terms of possession. Not a million miles away in terms of chances either. So a very tough game at the minute. The AIK one was a tough one. I'm going to say going well, but capable of better. And I will give him a little bit of faith as well. A bit of the faith juice just to get him green. Even though it's not always a good thing to have him green, I know people often say it, but it's just habit. It's just habit. Can't get out of it. I'm sure there's loads of you the same as me. You've always got to try and get the players, green and motivated and things like that. chasing the keeper down, lays it out, just literally kicks it out of play, actually. Okay, fair enough. But so far, I'm still doing all right. We're doing decent on the possession, decent on the chances. 60 minutes on the clock. We're going to go for a demand more. Don't know what Team Talkie is doing, but they keep going red. So that's obviously a good thing for us, I guess. But, ooh, hang on. Have we got a penalty? I think we do. All I can see, there's a player on his knees, and he wasn't praying, so I'm guessing he was fouled. I'm pretty sure this will be Niels Frolling to take. I think he's number 9. He is indeed. Can he make it 2 then? Come on. Yes, he does. Bit of breathing space for us now, boys. 65 minutes. Niels Frolling, the Ginger Ninja, as I'm looking there, with the second goal there. Nice penalty, to be honest. Kind of not quite the corner, but very, very close to being pure corner there. Keeper went the right way, couldn't get to it though. Very good indeed. And we're playing pretty well. Afyan having a bit of a struggle. 6.5, not the greatest from him. Early Mark also struggling a slight bit. But I think we'll bring you... Oh no, it's actually Krishvili with 6.5. Maybe it's swapped. I think we'll still leave him on because he's been pretty lethal for us. And we'll bring on Sana for you. And I think we'll bring on... I think we'll leave it there. We'll just make the one change for now. We'll bring Sana on just for a bit of fresh legs in that kind of attacking midfield role. Just see what he can offer us there. And I think we'll go for a praise. 2-0 up against a really good side. Why the hell not? Let's praise them. They're doing well. Some really good performances from the back line. I was about to make a sub, but they are on the attack here. So we'll just see this highlight out first, see what happens. Ball comes in. Ooh, that's dangerous, but good save from Anistis. He's a good, solid keeper, to be honest. Not a bad keeper to start off with. He's just, obviously, he's getting on a little bit. Kind of feel like I want to cash in on him. Try and find like a Swedish younger model, so to speak. Abraham needs a bit of game time, so we'll bring him on for Georgie, actually. And I think we'll also bring Toko on for... No, I think we'll actually bring... No, I think we'll just make the 2 changes today, actually. We're playing pretty well. We're going to have a few friendlies coming up because obviously we've still got a couple of week gap, I think, now before the league starts. So we'll have a few friendlies. I can rest players then. But this has been a really good performance. Still a few minutes to play, so hopefully we don't do anything silly now. Maybe even grab a third would be awesome. But again, we saw it in the league table last year. AIK did struggle in the league. But here's Wernerson coming down the flank, cuts inside nicely. Ball comes in. Oh, that was a really solid effort from Abraham. Probably just needed a bit more power on the header, and he could have made it 3, to be honest. But yeah, I think AIK aren't quite on the races as... Jesus. What the hell was that? Almost went all the way through. On the races as they have been in, say, real life over the last few years. Oh, that was a really bad one to concede. I have no idea what the keeper... Like in 2 highlights, the keeper flapped it to go out to a corner, and then what on earth happens here? What the hell? He sort of palms it up and then kind of just like a backflip. Jesus Christ, we just got a free kick as well. Oh, it's all happening in the last dying seconds of this game, guys. I still can't understand that goal we just conceded, guys. That was crazy, but we've bounced straight back. In the 95th minute, what a good free kick. You don't see many free kicks go in, but what a great free kick from Sana. And he's doing it the fist bumps. And there's another highlight here, but surely that's the end of the game now. We're almost 2 minutes beyond the extra time. Obviously, we have had 2 goals, but great tackle from early Mark. That should be it. That is it, guys. 3-1 versus AIK. We are through to the final of the Swedish Cup in our first season, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to say, obviously, well done. Very happy. Obviously, you don't have to play loads of games to get to the final, so it's not like a major thing. So, you know, we're hopefully going to get to a few of them, but it would be nice to start off with some silverware. I don't know if you get Europa League qualification from winning it, though. If you do, then that's even more incentive, because even if we then miss out in a league, we can get it from the Cup. So I don't know if you do or not. I will have to check into that. But either way, guys, that's been our first episode today. And if we just quickly look at the schedule, we're not going to come back and do the Falkenbergs now. We're going to come back and do, I think, the Malmo and Mjällby game. Think we'll probably look at around that, and then we'll do AIK and Trelleborg. We'll kind of break the games up a little bit, but yeah, we're going to be back for the Malmo game, so hopefully you're going to enjoy it. Sorry if this one's been a bit of a longer one, but we had kind of the Swedish Cup stuff to get through, and I thought you'd like to see how the results were bearing out for us. But thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, smash the like button. I'll see you for the Malmo game.